Generic greetings and welcome to Dune Spice Wars and a new series. Today's beverage is a very nice rooibos or red bush tea, very nice indeed. So I guess welcome back to Dune Spice Wars, because in a previous video we were going through and doing a bit of a preview, and since then I've put in about 20 hours more into the game, so fairly familiar with it now. The long and the short of it is, although it's in early access, it is still, in spite of the odd bug and maybe balance issue, it's very playable, very fun, and something that I would recommend highly. So we're going to do a series on it. My intention was always to do a series, but this is that. We're going to start off and obviously select our faction, get into the world, and then crack on. If you're not aware of what the game is at all, essentially it is a real-time pausable 4X strategy game set in Frank Herbert's Dune universe, specifically on planet Arrakis, aka Dune, aka that big orange ball in the bottom right of the screen over here. So that's what we have to get to, and what we have to do is mine spice, and it says Spice Wars, it's more of a spice skirmish in this game, but we'll let that one slide. Either way, it is in early access. Typical disclaimers, it ain't finished. There's campaigns to add, bugs to fix, balance to even out, and yeah, multiplayer to add as well. So anyway, with all that aside, let's jump in and we're going to play a bit of the game. So over to new, and we need to select our faction. Now I did ask on YouTube, Twitter and Patreon what factions people would prefer, and although Twitter and Patreon pretty much aligned 100%, the outlier was actually YouTube, where most people voted for the Smugglers, which is an interesting choice. I've actually won with Atreides, Smugglers and the Fremen, not with the Harkonnen, mainly because I don't play them. I've hardly played them at all. But the votes overall, the vote share did go towards the Fremen, so that's the one that we are going to be playing in this campaign. We may go back and play other ones in the future, so that is not being ruled out, depending on how fun this happens to be. But yes, let's go to the Fremen. So the Fremen, it says, Fremen are the only people native to Arrakis and will do anything to protect their way against the off-worlders, while their leader, Leakines, I think it is, doesn't originally come from Dune. She's every bit as determined and attached to the planet as the next Fremen. Faction bonuses, we start with military units have 30% daily supply drain, so we can stay out in the desert for longer. Allows you to form alliances with sieges outside of your territory, that is pretty useful. We have Thumpers to allow worm riding. That is our way of getting around Arrakis quickly. However, because of that, we also don't have like shuttle ports, so we can't quickly go from one of our territories to another. So that's, yeah, that's the big challenge with these guys. You obviously have your army, and you really need to get it into the right place at the right time. We have a limited access to the Landstrid as well, which is like the house voting thing. And then we get some hegemony stuff. Thumper's getting, bigger, and we get more of them and whatever. So we need to pick our councillors. We have 4 councillors here. Each one will do something. We've got Chani here, who can use Incite Rebellion on Landstrid resolutions. Not really that interesting to me. Stilgar will give us extra authority per exploited spice field, and also every new village capture increases the siege detection bonus. That's pretty good, actually. We're going to select them for now. Below here it shows, it's got a little sort of blur, but also how difficult it is to use them. I'd say it's hard, but these two are easy. We've got Ruther Ramallo, and it says start with a Shah Hulud temple unlocked, and also reveals the position of all spice fields. Could be useful, and the temple unlock is nice, but what have we got here? With increased unit speed by 10%. That alone is worth it, I think, just to get between where you need to defend. And also we have a Sand Killers. When there's no allies nearby, gain power and armor. I'm going to go with these two. So we're going to go with Stilgar and Othim, I think they're Otherim? Whoever. And yeah, so these are the two we're going to go with. So we have better siege detection, extra authority per exploited spice field, which in turn will give us more authority to obviously capture more villages, and then just the military guy. Everything else is on default in terms of difficulty, the map size, etc. All of the victories are turned on. Assassinations are also on. AI players are all default. So yeah, we'll click start game and get into this. Now, naturally, the difference between the Fremen and the other 3 factions is that A, you don't have shuttle ports or starports or whatever they are, so you can't go between one area and another very quickly. You have to, well, you can, but you have to use your thumpers, which you start with 3 of, and you go from one place to another. The second one, and this is a big bonus, however, is that you don't use harvesters. So you don't use the big harvesters that attract the worms. You essentially just have a tent with some people in it. So this is our siege turbo here, and yeah, this is where we start. So we can see we have been placed on the southern part of the maps, technically sort of south-southwest, and we can see that the spice field, the first spice field, is just to the south here. We're going to take our retrofitted ornithopter and send that over there. I'm going to get another ornithopter in place and also research a warrior and a skirmish unit. So the bonuses for these warriors have sand tactics. Enemy engaged in combat with the unit suffer minus 10% power and plus 10% damage received. So that's pretty good. It means we can yeah, the more you have of those, the better. Oh no, it's sorry, it's just max 1, so it just debuffs the opponent a little bit. And then we've also got skirmishes, which is 30% damage against armored enemies. Also again, camouflage when no unit is nearby. But also the main thing is demolition team. So range attacks have a 30% chance to destroy armor, and the pinned down when engaged. So yeah, you don't want to get them engaged, but you can reduce armor. So that with the warrior means that they're going to take a fair bit of damage. We have our first getting started quest here. Search for spice. Well, we know exactly where it is. It is down here. We have some Solari coming in because we're selling about 60% of our stockpile of monies. Actually, no, that's not the case because we don't have any income. Anyway, this is where our spice field is, right down there. But the main takeaway is that when you see this hard surface, that is where the that's where the sort of main village is, and that's the one we'll be taking very early on. So this is right at the back. This is the Red Cliff. It has spice and some other thing, I don't know what it is yet, with a wind strength of 4. Wind strength is used to determine how much water you will get when you basically put moisture evaporators there. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. We have some nice plasticrete coming in. Manpower is fine. Water of 14. We'll need to increase that, and authority is 57. And there is the first... yeah, there's the first locals. So they have a strong network, plus 1 intel production, and it's going to cost 5 water and 31 authority to take it over. So I will... well, I'm going to do that. I'm going to use our 2 guys here and then attack it. There's the only other faction that can take over stuff... well, the only faction that can take over peacefully is the Atreides, and it takes about 15 days, so twice as long. Our first quest is done, so search for spice. We're going to select that, and we can also see that our siege is yeeting missiles. That's the technical term. And we also have to have 2 military units and control a region with spice field, which obviously we are coming in now, and then we will take that over. So that's not taking too long to crack on with that one. Over here we have our ornithopter, and we found a harvester wreck. We can choose to investigate it with our infiltrated agents. We don't have any. Or we can basically get our ornithopter to collect all of the spice that's in there, which I'm going to do. By the way, if I keep calling spice dust, then I apologise. I don't know why that's a thing. It just is. Well, the ornithopter is almost built, and it is now built. There we go, and I'm just going to send it in here. I could put it on auto recon, but I don't mind micromanaging it for now. There is the Heber Plateau, and it's quite small, but the main takeaway is that... well, hang on. No, it's not. It goes around here. We've got 2 areas of interest, but it also has wind strength of 6, so very good to generate some water there. Our first research is on the go. We've got all manner of options. We've got sort of diplomacy and espionage, all your military stuff. This is like dealing with the locals and getting like quicker ornithopters, etc. And then you're building. I'm going to go with local dialect studies. It's minus 15% authority cost to annex a village, so that should hopefully help out. Speaking of that, I'm going to send our guys back, because this is most likely the thing we're next going to take over, and I do want to place some militia and other things around. But first things first, we need to get a spice collector in play. There's the spice collector. So that is essentially, it says spice collectors. That's really the hub. The collectors will be somewhere else. So that's new village controlled. Point of interest is finished, so we'll resolve that. That means we've just grabbed our resources there. This I thought we could go into, but that's actually the edge of the map. So what I'm going to do is send the ornithopter just up here. That was 63 spice we've just collected there. I'm going to send it around here because I want to see what's next to our siege. So around here, let's see what we've got going. We have a Shadow Ridge, wind strength 5. Pretty good. Let's confirm the building of that. That's good. That is Fabbit, apparently. Let's just continue on. And these guys, we're going to have to go across and then take that. It will require to take this 55 authority. We've only got 41. But by the time we get round, we should be okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So these guys, because of this cliff, I have to go all the way around this way, but I don't know what's there. So what I'll do is I'll tell them not to do that, and instead we may go up here because it is closer. And oh, I don't even know if we can get down there either. Okay, this is obviously one of the problems with, well, just using Mark 1 boots to get places. Ah, and what's worse is that there's a deep desert here. Oh, a massive desert. So this desert here is wind strength 10. That's yeah, I think that's pretty good. You can get water. No, you can't build on it, and it has plus 300% daily supply drain. Not good. Let's see if we can get here. We might be able to get around here, so technically we're not in the desert for any length of time. No, we're fine. So we've managed to skirt around it. We've sort of fringed around it. I'm going to get some militia, 2 militia and a demolition militia. I don't tend to go for the range ones for no particular reason. I just prefer the demolition ones. And this ornithopter is almost finished. Fighting is underway. It's a 2v2 fight. We have the advantage, them on being militia, so that's fine. We have a crashed shuttle. We can use our ornithopter to get some Solari out of it. I think I'll do that. And also, we have not yet done the spice production. We'll confirm that later on. This place here has 20% experience gains for all of your military units. Oh, so fighting here is pretty good. Now, naturally, we don't have to take this over. We can go and investigate and indeed attack if we wanted to and raid it. But I don't think we're going to be doing that at this stage. Just going to scout out around here. And this is... oh, this is an Imperial Basin. It has wind strength of 2, so pathetic for generating water. However, the special region bonuses are plus 100% recruitment office resource production, so more manpower, and also 500 hegemony. So that's what we're going to do. We'll probably collect that next, although we don't have the authority and won't do for quite some time. This is now being finished, so I'm going to save this one, grab that, and I think I'm going to put that ornithopter on Autumn Magic Recon. I'm going to get another ornithopter. I think that would be of some benefit. Construction complete over here, which is the Spice Collector building. We have yeah, there we go. We have our first harvesting team, so it has a production of, at the moment, 16, but you can put more crew there to it. And this is just going to slowly collect the spice, which is purple. So, yeah, that's happening. Let's go over here, and we're going to go for, well, we've got either Plascrete Factory or Solari. I think we're going to go for Plascrete because, well, yeah, you're best off going for that. It doesn't, that thing in itself, the Plascrete Factory, its upkeep is itself. So it doesn't take Solari, it doesn't take anything else like that. Let me just confirm that thing there as well, and let's take over this place. And we may have to... we may get another warrior or something, but maybe not at this stage. We'll see. I definitely want to get this one first. Maybe this one first, actually. I'm not really too sure. The problem is, there's a huge wall along this, so I think one of the places you can find is basically like a big canyon. So it might be there. But all of this is desert. And well, certainly at this stage, we can't cross it. I guess we could use a thumper. But it means that all of this, you can't build here. So we're already at a big disadvantage. We're going to have to skirt around. But at least it is an interesting thing to look at. So this place is now bought out. Plascrete Factory, go. Those guys, just stay there. Just hang around for us. And wait while we get some militia. Actually, militia, do you want to go now? We'll see. What have we got for our research? We finished local dialect studies. We now have the Dune Wanderers, military units, 30% water recruit production, and also less supply drain, and also recycling that building. Composite materials is pretty good. Allows for village construction cost reduction and faster building. Local hubs is good as well. That's knowledge per controlled village. I think we're going to go for Dune Wanderers. We get reduced water upkeep and also reduced supply drain, and unlocks the supply bats building, which, to be fair, it's for this siege, which we can't do anything with at this stage. So I'm very tempted to get some militia, but it costs Solari, which I currently don't have. And, yeah. I'd rather wait until we've got enough manpower to... Is that ornithopter doing nothing? Yeah. Should have put it on auto before. That's fine. Yeah, I really want to wait until we can get some crew added to this one. Let's see if this is the big canyon wall thing that I mentioned. There is a name for it, I just can't remember from life what it is. Red Chasm, apparently. So it could be around there. It may... No, we'll see. It's the ornithopter's having a little scout about. And... Oh, there it is. There is said Red Chasm. It is not a special region or wondrous place. Wind strength 2. Don't know what the rest of it is. This is doing nothing. Let's put them on auto. Well, put them all on auto, because why not? And, well, the problem I have at the moment is that I really want to take over this, but it costs more authority than I have. I'm only getting 6 per turn. Stockpile's going up. The Spacing Guild bribe is 150. Construction complete over here. That's good. And construction will be complete here. And this is apparently Adara, which is a 5 wind strength, and something else is around here as well. A couple of maybe down ships or something. You know what? It might be best... I can't really go for militia. I'm going to have to reduce the amount of... I'm going to sell more of our spice because we need the Solari. The other option is that I do some raiding, and I go over here and do raiding. Not ideal, in fact far from it, because it increases the... It does increase the then sort of takeover cost of that. We've got an unassigned agent. This is Arn, independent. Oh, sorry, intendant. Produces 20% more. Produces 20% more of every resource but infiltration. Sewer generator, if we put it on Arrakis. Authority. Let's do that. I always put it on Arrakis first. It just... Yeah, it just gives us bonuses that are very, very good. So... Yeah, my question is, do I want to raid with these guys? Possible. Construction complete here. This is wind strength 6. So even though we've got this energy source over here, we don't need fuel cells. We don't use fuel cells as the Fremen. However, we do get a building later on. Ceremonial caves, is it, I think? Yes. Which are, if we build them eventually, plus 5% unit power. That's just global as far as I can tell. But minus 5 spice production. We're not going to do any of that. We want to go for a wind trap, which is water. Because we've only got 4 water. We need more than that to capture other things. Going to find this village here. That's Red Chasm. There's another one here, which is the Lowlands. Lots of water. So 6 water, 5 water, 4 water, and 6 water. My general rule is anything 4 more water, 4 more wind, should I say, I place a water collector. So that's going to get a water trap there. Yeah. Oh, there's a rare elements. Allows for a processing plant. Basically, you get straight up Solari. Yeah, straight up Solari on it. Almost got the manpower to add a crew, and I will be doing that. That's just going to increase our spice production, and also increase, because of that, the money that we're generating. Chom shares currently 1 spice to 2 Solari, but don't have the manpower for anything else there. Yeah, that's alright. Having a quick scroll out, not seeing any other factions around. This desert will afford us a very good benefit. Yeah. Basically, nothing's going to cross it. I'm not worried about being attacked across here. It's just from the sides. There is a ruin here. And because we got an Arrakis infiltration, we can now choose to research that. And in 8 days, we will get a 2-day advancement on one of our... I call it research. They're actually developments. But the name may change. It's just, you know, it'll do what it'll do. So, we're up to 138 plascrete, plus 56 per cycle. I'm going to spend 100 on unlocking a slot to then most likely go for a wind trap. This has now been, yeah, that's now been done. Research. I'm gonna attack it. This will give me some negatives. I'll get some militia now. The militia, although do take Solari and manpower, but they don't. I don't think they don't take water or anything like that, or any military command. Like, you don't need command points for them essentially. So we're just going to raid this. Don't know if it's the best course of action, but we need more money because I want to put militia here so I can go elsewhere to do, well, other things. From here then, can't build anything else. What would be of some benefit is if I built one of these maintenance centres, because it's this region and all surrounding regions gain minus 30% Solarian plascrete upkeep, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 regions. If I place it here, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 technically, but it wouldn't. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so actually here's not bad. If I place it there, it'd be 1, 2. That would be bad. So yeah, this is actually probably the best place to put it. But with that said, I still need more water. But we're going to get water from this wind trap. Yeah, we're now up to 23. No, I think that's the right call. Place that there for now. We don't need any more water yet. Developments are complete. We've got Dune Wanderers. We can go for Desert Mastery. That's minus 30% supply drain in deep deserts. We don't need it. I don't think we need it yet. We're going to go with composite materials and probably Arrakis secrets, which is adding extra crew to harvesters. So that's getting researched. Oh, hang on. We have a raid coming. So this is raiders, local raiders from a siege somewhere. You can't see them at this stage, but we will find them eventually. They're coming here, I think. And, well, there's only one of them. It's so close to this that I'll be able to fling rockets there. And I've got 3 militia. I'm not too concerned about that one. Over here, however, we can take control of this. Do I want to take control of it? No, I do want to pillage it. I want to pillage it. Technically, I don't want to pillage it. That's the wrong term. I don't want to pillage it. But I am going to pillage it. And then I'm going to back up and I'm going to take this thing. Because it's just good to do that. They're now done. We're going to bring these back. And we can now get, because of the money, all of the militia. We can also get... Oh, we can't. We need a bit more... We need some more warriors. Okay. We have, however, another spice field. Oh, another spice field there. Well, that changes things. Getting this would be good. Would get us the recruitment office, which is going to give us a lot more manpower. But if I went for this one first and then that, would that be the best option? I'm not convinced. I think the manpower thing is the way to go.
Arrakis is our home.
You can see there's fighting over here now. So we've got 2 militia and, well, 2 militia and 1 demolition militia. When these go to half health, they panic. Basically, they're fairly useless in combat under half health. But it is what it is. Is that another deep desert? Wow. Deep desert there, and another cave of riches here. Quite a small area, but it does have spice fields. I think this one's... Well, this one is probably the one to go for at this stage. Because I don't like the idea of having to cross that to try and fix the thing up. Right. I need another warrior or something, because I can't take that with what I have. Although... How much you take that? 44. Tell you what, I'll take this first. Because that'll increase the amount of plascrete we're getting. Speaking of that, I'm going to put in... Wouldn't mind a recruitment office at this stage. Extra experience for military units. We're going to go for a recruitment office just to get more... We just need more manpower. That's the best place to put it, but we can shuffle it over if need be. 80... odd percent on the ruins. We're having to go around here and up. But that's got a minerals, which is 50% plasticrete factory output. Unassigned agent. We can put them on the other factions. Atreides, Harkonnen, or smugglers. I'm going to go Spacing Guild normally. Normally I go with Chorm to increase Solari. But Spacing Guild increases manpower. And that's the thing that we are currently quite short on, aren't we? Yep, combat over here. That's fine. Once I get... I'm going to get another warrior, which is 30 manpower. This will be built shortly anyway. Fighting underway in the desert. They've got range militia there shooting at us. We've got these guys fighting as well. Point of interest is now done. We'll pick that up. We have another point of interest here. Point of interest there. Harvester wreck. Harvester wreck. Ruins. Oh, that's still the same sort of thing though. Yeah. I'd rather increase the research. So it looks like those are done. Now the range militia. They're not going to last long. That's okay. So we've got our militia there at Fabbit. We've got our militia here at Burnun. Intel production. It's just produce, yeah, just straight up produces more. Research complete. We're going to go with Arrakis secrets. Get more people in the harvesting of the spice. If we play any of the faction at this stage, we would have a pop-up. And it'll say, oh, the harvester has been attacked by a worm, quickly move it. But we don't need to worry about that as the Fremen. We have our harvesting teams to deal with it. Right, so I think we're going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Dune Spice Wars. Not a bad start. Interesting start, actually, because... Ooh, there's a shield wall. That's what I actually thought was over here. Because of these rocks, but it's not. So that is 500 hegemony, if we get that. But at the moment, seems to be a good start. We have not yet ran into any other factions. Oh, there's an abandoned Fremen camp there. We have a huge desert in front of us. There's a deep desert there and there's a deep desert there. So crossing it is a nightmare. It means that taking control of this and this might be a way to go, because then we control, you know, all of that. And the ways for attack from here is... There's not much, but this one is closer. I think. There's not much in it, but this one is closer, and I like it being on the edge of the map. Eventually we're going to run into somebody else, though, and that'll be where the rubber meets the road. But we have 2 locations pretty much set up and going well. This location we're capturing now. That'll give us even more plasticrete for more expansion. I'm either going to go for Imperial Basin or go straight over to the Red Chasm, and I'm tempted for that because more spice production would be better for us, but we shall see how we get on. Hope you have enjoyed the episode, and for what it is, the series thus far. As always, comments in the comments, feedback, suggestions, tips, just general chit-chat is welcomed and encouraged. Let's see what happens in the next one. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.